Egyptian scarab found in Colorado. All right, family, Job Power, BB King. Now, it's been a lot of talk lately about them. People always been saying that the Egyptians came to America. Now, the Smithsonian denied this. You see what I'm saying? Uh, Fact. I mean, because it's a lot of artifacts that have been found over the years, and people will go up there and turn them in or whatnot, and thinking that, or that institution is going, explain it or whatnot, and a lot of times, they either just dismiss it and send it back to you, or they'll put it at the when they find something that they can't explain, they'll just put it at the bottom of the museum and just act like it ain't never happened. Because a lot of time the archaeologists, when they can't explain something, they want to ignore it or they'll consider it a fake. Now clearly, when it come to Egyptians in America, a lot of that being fake. A lot of that being fake. For real. Cause I heard her say, oh, in the Grand Canyon, up on this peak is some kind of cave that's hidden behind, you know, some big rocks or whatnot, and some kind of way these European explorers one time got down in there because they had to, climb down off into the cliff to the cave, because it wasn't like you could just climb up to the cave because it was up like thousands of feet in the Grand Canyon. They had to come up from the top part and climb down into the cave. And so supposedly when they went in there, it was all kind of Egyptian artifacts and mummies and different maps and stuff that they clearly, ram heads and lions and whatnot, stuff that was clearly, you know, ancient Egyptian. You see what I'm saying? Because the ancient Egyptian culture, you could see it in India a little, in India. You could see it in China and Japan. You could see it, in ancient America the most. Out of all the cultures you could see the ancient Egyptian in is the Americas, the ancient Indians, what they were called the ancient Indians. You see what I'm saying? The Maya and before the Maya, those Indians who the Asiatic Indians ended up seeing when they came to the continent. Okay? So those Indians were not from the North American continent. Okay? But if you look at what they call the Olmec, and there's been studies done on the Olmec, everybody agreed that these are African. And the Olmec civilization is the mother civilization of the Americas. Okay? So the thing is, it's about 1,000 years between, the pyramids here in America and when the pyramids, the one Khufu now or whatnot. But that fit perfect because how would the pyramids, why would they be as old when we know the ones in Egypt are older? And if they were older than the ones in Egypt, then you would be like, okay, well then we don't know. But they not as old as the ones in Egypt. So that would explain they were built after. So that means they came from somewhere else. You see what now? If you look at Ivan Van Sertima, okay, because he's the foremost expert on the Egyptians coming to America, the Nubians coming to America, okay? So the Smithsonian people, in Utah or whatnot. Now, let me talk about them right quick. The Ute Indians and whatnot. Brigham Young is the creator of the Mormon Church in Utah. If you look at Ute, the Ute Indians, Ute is in Utah. So the word Utah comes from the Ute Indians. Okay? So Brigham Young, though, starts the Mormon church. And if you look at the church in Utah or whatnot, it got a big gold statue of Manifest Destiny on the top of it. You see what I'm saying, which is Greek and Roman or whatnot. And that mean, that they bringing on Manifest Destiny, the conquering of Christianity or whatnot. If you look at that statue that's on top of the Mormon, temple or whatnot in Utah, it's gold. And it's made with the gold from the Ute Indians. Okay? So Brigham Young does a deal, with these Indians or whatnot, where he can, get some gold from the Indians. And I be hearing the white people always be saying Spanish gold. Ain't no Spanish gold. That's them Indians gold. And, that's them Indian. How the hell is the Spanish gold when you conquering or whatnot? What happened would be, when they would find Indian gold, the Spanish would, melt down religious artifacts, which is desecration. Okay? The same thing they did in Africa. They did the same thing in Africa and Egypt, all that. They would melt down these artifacts. Matter of fact, if you wearing some gold right now, it could be gold from some Pharaoh mask 4,000 years ago. That's facts. That's facts. Some of the gold that y'all got on y'all wedding bands and all that come from and because the majority of the world gold coming from Africa. And a lot of the Indians was killed for gold that they didn't have. They came over here looking for gold, but Columbus and all them, they didn't really have no gold. The conquistadors or whatnot, Cortez, ended up finding out they ended up enslaving them and getting their money worth. That was their gold. Because they didn't really have no gold. So where did the Indians get the gold from that they made their religious artifacts out of? Period. And if you go to Aboriginal Exposed 2, you will see where the Africans is trading gold with the Mayan priests. You see the African priests trading gold with the Mayan priests. And if you look at the Mayan word for gold, it's the same as the African word for gold, which is guani. Okay? Now, the University of Berkeley, California examined this, examined and identified and was confirmed it was possible that the artifact one of a series of Egyptian exports, okay, to Liberia during the period of 1615, 395 BC, when according to the Portuguese numerology authority, Professor Antonio D. Simmons traded was accurately pursued to be Egyptian vessels visiting Sicily and Opusho, modern modern Lisbon. The artifact could later got to North America on a Carthage ship through Liberian ship. Photo Professor Paul Chessman, Dr. Julian Fell. Now, this the artifact they talking about. So when they find artifacts like this, like I said, they try to explain it in a way and say, well, yeah, because this one right here got me. So you couldn't fake nothing like this. This is not from Egypt. So what they just said, it could have been from Egypt, bought here, stolen from Egypt and bought here in the modern time. You see what I'm saying? But it very well could be, because if they authenticate an artifact, and it's out of place again, because you see them saying it could be brought on ships because they did it. You know what I'm saying? It's Egyptian artifacts. The Australians, because you got Egyptian artifacts in Australia. The Australians was, in Egypt with the Turks or whatnot, and made them stole some artifacts and whatnot. They come up with all kind of excuses to try to explain the way Africans being in America. See, it wasn't a problem until the 1900s, the late 1800s, early 1900s. Because before that, in the 1700s and the 1800s, it was all normal belief that the Egyptians are African. They not Asian or Oriental or European or none of that. They were always African. And it's not only until they found Carter, they found King Tut's tomb, did they started to say that these were Europeans. Why? Because of the great wealth that they found in the ground. And and to this day, those European countries, those art thieves and, people that be stealing artifacts or whatnot from different countries, they don't get punished by their own country. If they steal an artifact, just say from Egypt, and they go back to London, it's looked at not as a crime, as a rescue, as if they rescuing, artifacts from this poor third world country or whatnot. And they get paid for doing it. Big money. So it's very big incentive in places like, France and Belgium and London and all them, Britain and all of this. It's pay to steal. It pays to be a artifact thief. You see what I'm saying? It pays big money. But if you get caught in the country, then you get, a big jail time or something like that. You see what I'm saying? But it's people that's paid to go out here and steal artifacts. They're just facts. But when you get one that's out of place, like this one, you see what I'm saying? They'll even dismiss the people that found it or whatnot. Like, even if they're archaeologists or two, and they, because the Smithsonian, I don't forgot Kincaid or whatnot. Kincaid, let me find it. What was that at? Somewhere here, right here. See, this that egg that they found. Hold on, the alabaster egg carrying crouch. You see what I'm saying? That's the egg that they found it in. But this, so this was discovered in 1977. It is, by some lady named Kathy Kincaid, and her daughter found this, egg or whatnot in America. You see what I'm saying? This is where I hear, excuse me, right here what I was reading. That they found this egg in America, but the Smithsonian say there ain't never been no Kathy Kincaid that worked for them. You see what I'm saying? And so somebody telling a lie. So so either the museum lie or Miss Kathy Kincaid ain't no real person. But this artifact, see, when you get an artifact like this, cause you look at that shit, it look real. This one, I done seen a lot of fakes, but this one look real, even though it's skinny. Cause usually when you see an Egyptian carving, it be deep. It be deep. But the weathering on this rock right here make me think that it's real. But the Egyptians did come to America. And the artifacts is the Olmec heads. Look at Olmec culture. It's Egyptian. Not just because of no pyramids either. Not just because of no pyramids either. You will see they got the same religion. They African for one. They African for one. So I don't know what y'all talk about, no Oriental or whatnot. And it's done been proven. Yo, look at the DNA. Okay. You will go just look in the face of the people. You see them Africans. If you white or Asian, you're not gonna be able to survive in 120-degree heat every day. And you see the ancient African had heavy pigmentation. You can't have heavy melanin pigmentation and be white. That's impossible. See, they done tried to say these is brown Mediterranean people. Trying to say these is these black people, but they really black people with a tan. I mean, white people with a tan. Man, get out of here with that goofy shit. So they got locks because you can't explain that shit to y'all. You can't explain it away. You see what I'm saying? So Egyptians did come to America. You see what I'm saying? We specifically talk about North America this time. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of the Native Americans said that they came here. The Africans came. It's only when you trying to figure out how some Europeans got here, it make it difficult. It make it difficult then when you trying to say it's some Europeans, when y'all believe that the goddamn earth was goddamn flat and that you gonna fall off the side of the earth if you go out there and go to sailing. You got even the word, you know, you know, maritime itself, you know what I'm saying, come from the word, see, which they don't know this, come from the word maroon, which come from the monsoons, which come from the west coast of Africa 6 months, and they blow towards North America. And then they blow from North America for 6 months back towards Africa. So you got a highway in the ocean. And it's done been proven more than one time. Or if you look at Ra 1, Thor Heyerdahl, he launches off the west coast of Africa and make it to America in 3 weeks. And he used a weed boat. And you see Egyptians had 130-foot barges. You do not need a 130-foot barge to travel down the Nile River. All right, family. Jah Power got another video. See y'all in a minute.